Hey guys, so I wanted to do a serious video today, and I decided to include some Spider-Man gameplay because I don't really feel comfortable showing my face yet, but I wanted to talk about a problem that's personal to me, and some of you may not fully understand this because you don't live where I live, or maybe you haven't experienced what I'm experiencing at the moment, but basically I have a disability. It's called developmental coordination disorder, or dyspraxia, as I've always known it as. But basically it affects your hand-eye coordination, your balance, speech, basically your ability to process things and learn. I've had a lot of trouble at school and focusing and understanding what people are saying, and basically because of how the school was, I never really got the help I needed. They never really understood me. They always treat me as different, or they they kind of look down upon you, like, oh, boo-hoo, he can't do this and he can't do that, without really ever giving me a chance. And I guess that's kind of the mentality that surrounds disabilities nowadays, but it caused me a hell of a lot of problems, and now I've realised that basically the older that I'm getting, the harder it is for me to do things that every other people, like every other person my age does, which is obviously really upsetting to me because I just want a job like every other person, and just to be able to go out and work. But because of how I am, a lot of employers don't really want to give me the chance to hear that I've got this disability. And I have actually been told on more than one occasion that because of my disability, I'm less likely to get employed ever. I've actually been told that at interviews, um, which has really affected my self-esteem. And the thing is when you've got any disability, it doesn't matter what disability it is, whenever you've got any disability, it kind of gives you a lot of mental health issues as well. So, for instance, I have extreme anxiety, I have paranoia, low self-esteem, and severe depression a lot of the time. Even when something good does come up, I'm too depressed to do it, or too depressed to go, which is like, for me, it's like another nail in the coffin, almost. It's like, it's so frustrating, but the way that England is in general towards people with disabilities, it just doesn't give them a fair shot. Like, if you're neurotypical and you can do everything that's expected of you, there's not really ever a problem there. But if you struggle, then a lot of people don't want to take the extra time to learn how to help. And it's just so frustrating because, like, I really want to work, but a lot of these employers expect you to be fast and always organised, and because of my dyspraxia, I find it really, really difficult to organise myself, basically. And it can be really disheartening when you're trying your best to be organised and to always be on time and to just to be able to work the same speed as everyone else, when you know for a fact that you can't. And it's like, there's so many jobs I would love to do, and I know that I can't because I can't keep up with people. And it just really gets to me because I know that I'm not the only one, and I know quite a few people that have also gone through what I've gone through and are still going through what I've gone through. And it's not right. There should be a different system in place for people that struggle, like me, or even someone that struggles more than me, to really help them to get into work, but there just isn't. Like, there's an employment support allowance, but apparently I don't fit the criteria to be on that to have that support. So basically, I'm just stuck getting benefits like any other person, and it shouldn't be that way. It just shouldn't, and it's so sad that it is because I know that deep down I can do a lot of the things that everyone else can do. I've worked before once, but due to the amount of prejudice that I actually faced in work, I had to just quit. And I really don't understand why it has to be this way. It's like disabilities in acting. A lot of actors are all neurotypical. There's very rarely, if ever, anyone with a disability of any kind in any role. Now, I don't really watch soaps, but my parents do. And at the moment, there's a character who's basically, I think she's called Chaz, but basically, or Charity or something. Basically, her son has cerebral palsy. Now, in real life, he also has cerebral palsy. I can't remember his name. If I remember it, I will probably link it in the description or something. But he has it in real life, and he's also spoken about, you know, the fact that people with disabilities aren't given the right treatment, and especially when you end up developing mental health issues on top of that, because there's already a huge stigma around mental health, especially in England. I don't know if it's like that anywhere else, but here there is, and it's when you couple it with having a disability on top of that, it just makes things so much harder. And now I've really been struggling recently, and that's why I haven't uploaded in a few days, because I've been struggling that much with just my mental health in general, and it's really disheartening. I hope that if you're watching this and you do have a disability, that you are given the treatment you deserve, and if you're not, we can always chat if you feel like you need to talk. There are quite a few good YouTubers who also talk about disabilities. There's a lot of autism ones because autism's more well known than dyspraxia is. Although actually dyspraxia is it's very similar to autism, because I've always had autistic traits, and I'm not fully sure whether I have autism as well or whether it's just the dyspraxia, because like I struggle with touch a lot. Touch is very difficult for me, and so is eye contact, like looking people in the eyes. All I've had a lot of trouble with, and that's really difficult when you go to a, basically a job interview and you're expected to look people in the eyes and talk to them, and when you physically can't do that, it's just that causes a lot of problems as well, and that's part of the reason why I am unemployed at the moment, because I just can't seem to do the the ordinary things, and I don't see why I should have to be ordinary. I don't see why I should have to be neurotypical because I I I just want to be myself, and it's so difficult to be yourself these days in this society. And to say that we're going forwards with a lot of things, like maybe, genders and things like that, we're also not really progressing when it comes to disabilities or the way that people are viewed or accepted, and the amount of bullying and ridicule that people with a disability face is sickening, to be honest. I have been bullied most of my life by people, whether it's at school or out of school, on the internet, wherever it may be, because I'm different. And I, d- I just don't understand why we can't all get along, It's, if any of you have faced this, I'm really sorry, because I know how difficult it is. I've dealt with suicidal thoughts, just being terrified of being me in public or anywhere that's not in my own home. And I just it just makes me so angry, because I just want to be seen like everyone else, and I don't know if I ever will, or if I'll even ever have a normal job. And that's why, really, one of the main reasons why I wanted to start YouTube, because on here you can see my gameplay and me being happy and bubbly, and it's like, you don't see my disability, you just see me. And I guess that's, in a way, one of YouTube and the internet's biggest benefits in general. For people with a disability, it's such a good escape, and it offers so much freedom. But it seems whenever people talk about video games, well, mainly the mainstream media, when they talk about video games, it's always, well, he plays Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, so he's gonna grow up to be a killer. They never say, oh, well, he has autism or he has some kind of disability, and this is his way of feeling like complete and like he belongs, and that he's equal to everyone else. But they don't ever seem to show that. And if you enjoy my gameplay or even me just talking, then I that makes me so happy. It makes me feel like I actually belong somewhere. And I don't know if you'll enjoy this video, because I know it's been a bit rambly. I haven't really scripted it, because I felt that if it was scripted, it wouldn't feel as genuine, It just would feel fake, and I really didn't want it to feel like that. I wanted it to feel real, and that's why I'm just sort of making it up as I go along, because it's just, it feels more natural, to be honest. But it does end up being a ramble, which is kind of, it's not the best. But sometimes you just have to get it out, and I don't really have many friends. I have a partner, and she is amazing. She accepts me for who I am and makes me feel so loved. But because of how I am and the way that I act a lot of the time, I don't have many friends. I can be quite, I'm not sure the right word, but I can be quite closed off, and sometimes I can act quite weird. Like, I think it's normal and obviously it's accepted, but I can say things that maybe offend some people or upset some people, and I don't mean to. I realise I say "and" far too much, but I don't mean to. But it's just how I am. Sometimes I don't realise what I'm saying, and that's really part of my disability. I won't make up excuses for saying stuff, but it does affect the way that I process and the way that I understand things. Like, I can be quite childish sometimes, quite immature, and I don't mean to be. It's just that mentally I'm younger than I am in body, which I mean I know a lot of people are, right, but that can also be seen as a positive in some way, but for me it's kind of both. It has a lot of negative impacts as well because people think I don't seem to understand entirely what's going on a lot of the time, even when I do. But because they know that I've got a problem, they don't think that I'm aware. So they think they can just pander around me and just... I don't even know if that's the right word. Oh dear. But, you know, it's just frustrating, I guess. And I don't think I'll make videos like this often. Unless you want me to go more in depth on it. I only wanted this to be a short video, but I don't even know how long it's going to be anymore. But if you want me to talk about depression or disabilities, or even if you just want to chat to me, I am here. And I will try and respond. It's just a lot of the time I may not be able to, and if I don't think I'm ignoring you in any way or just or that I'm not interested. I am. It's just it's difficult sometimes, you know. And I know that this video might get hate and I may get abuse here. I don't know, but honestly that doesn't bother me anymore because I've been bullied and ridiculed so much that it just doesn't seem to affect me anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah. Anyway, I will be continuing with the Let's Play again. I will, and the free roam gameplay, so yeah, if you like this video, please like it, and please share it also if you feel that it could help someone else in their life, then yeah, feel free to share it. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.